Today we're going to talk about one of the ways you can drastically improve your video. It can also apply in cases where you're doing a slideshow with a bunch of still images or a combination of still images and video. And the way that we're going to talk about doing that today is by improving your audio. And here I have a device called the Zoom H1, which is a small device that has two built-in microphones and records to formats that you can use for your digital video. This particular piece is being recorded by the Zoom H1 right now, so what you're hearing is being produced by the Zoom H1. And this is a device that costs about $99 US, which is really a pretty easy way to get into decent quality audio and really improve the overall professional feel of your videos. One of the biggest things that makes a difference using a device like this as opposed to the built-in mic on your camera is that this uses high-quality condenser microphones. Now these microphones are much more sensitive than what's built into your camera, but it's also the fact that you have it a lot closer to your talent. So in this particular case, I have it about maybe 12 inches, 10 to 12 inches from me right now. And that's not always practical when you're doing video. You don't always want to have a microphone right there with your talent or with your subject or whatever it may be that you're shooting. But there also is an input on this where you can bring an external microphone into this, like a lavalier microphone, which is also sometimes called a lapel microphone, something you can clip onto the front of your shirt here. And this will record that audio taken from that microphone attached to your shirt. The great thing about the Zoom H1, it records in all the formats that you need for video. It records in 48 and 96 kilohertz and 16 or 24 bit, which is exactly what you need when you're doing audio for video. Now there's one challenge that comes with this that you don't normally have to contend with when you're just using the microphone on your camera, and that is that you'll have to sync the audio that you capture with your device with the video that you capture on your camera. And it sounds kind of like it might be difficult, and in some cases it can be, but for the most part it's not too difficult. And just the most important thing to remember is that before you start recording you want to clap. And the great thing about that, and just like in all the movies that you see when they use the little clapper board, the whole point of that is to be able to there are other uses for a clapper board. It can also convey information about what it is you're shooting, but it also gives a way for you to sync the audio and the video together. And all you have to do on pretty much all of the software packages that are available for editing video is line up the little, there'll be the waveforms that show the sound, and you'll just have to line up the place where you clap, and it's pretty easy from there. Another great thing about the Zoom H1 is it's pretty good at rejecting ambient noise. So these, using the built-in microphones, for example, like right now, you're not getting a lot of room noise. You're not picking up a lot of the sounds that are around me. Like for right now, there's I happen to be shooting in my home studio, and my home studio happens to be in the basement. We also have a freezer down here, but I'm guessing you can't hear the freezer. So that's one of the really nice things about this. And also, again, if you were to use the lavalier mic, that also has kind of a near field pattern to it, so it's just picking up mainly your voice and not picking up a lot of the sounds that you don't want in your video. In the next episode, what we'll do is we'll actually hook up a lavalier microphone that costs less than $20 US and give you a chance to see what that sounds like. And the great thing about that is that with the Zoom H1 and that lavalier mic, you're getting into what is essentially equivalent to a wireless lavalier mic system for less than $120 US, which is really, really good. Typically those systems, if you get a dedicated system like a Sennheiser or a Shure or one of the other big brands that make those, you're talking about a minimum investment of at least $500 for a single microphone. And this rivals that same quality. So it's just a really great way, again, to improve the sound in your video. Well, thanks again for watching. Check back again soon where we'll have the episode where we talk about the lavalier mic. Talk to you soon.